From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. This is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week on Americana Outdoors, we're hitting the fields and taking a look at several new products from Thompson Centers and TenPoint Crossbows.
If you look at a product or something long enough, you can find a way to make it better. That's just how innovation has always been, and that'll never stop because, you know, man in general is always looking to make things better. And Thompson Center and TenPoint, their team of engineers are no different. I look at the Compass rifle, a phenomenal price point rifle. The original model, we took it to New Zealand, we hunted all over the place, Africa with it, shot a lot of deer. It's just a phenomenal rifle. Same thing with TenPoint Crossbows, been shooting them for years. And you know, they've made advancements every year, but I'm always amazed when they come out with something new to those tried and proven platforms that make them better. So the Thompson Center Compass, the Generation 2 model, phenomenal upgrades to it. And you would think, wow, what could you do to that cost and that price point of a rifle to make it that much better? Well, they put a performance center trigger in there first and foremost. And that just made it so much more accurate because you need less poundage to be able to pull the trigger, which makes you more accurate. There's less pulling and pushing when you have that. You've got a built-in threaded muzzle now to where you can put a suppressor on there as well as several other features. And then on the TenPoint standpoint, you've basically taken, you know, very deadly, very accurate crossbows, you know, are not that hard to cock, and you made it where you can uncock them now. I mean, you don't have to shoot your crossbow to be able to uncock them. You can just basically back it off, climb down out of the deer stand and head on home, where before you either had to shoot it or leave it cocked for hours or days at a time. And both of those improvements have made for better hunting opportunities, and we had a chance to spend time in the field with both of those a lot this past year.
Over the course of today's show, we'll dive deep into learning about the new TC Compass 2 from Thompson Center and the Vapor RS470 and Vengent S440 from TenPoint Crossbows. Well, let's get right to it and join Wade as he makes his way out to a muddy box blind overlooking a pond.
We're back here at what I'm calling the frog pond because there's so many frogs here. My buddy calls this the honeymoon suite, though. This big muddy blind that we're in, I mean, it is so comfortable for about any hunt that you want to do. They've got multiple sizes of them. I just know it works perfect in this exact scenario where we can see behind us, in front of us, and all the way around. Last time we sat in here, I mean, the frogs were croaking like crazy in the evening. We were watching herons eat snakes. I mean, it's just a very alive area, and we saw quite a few deer. You know, I'm hunting with the Thompson Center Compass. Basically, this is the second generation. You can see right there on the side of it in a 6.5 Creedmoor. Been shooting it down on the range, and it's been phenomenal. Some of the cool new changes are this trigger right here. And, you know, it's a vastly improved trigger from the first one. You basically need 3-4 pounds of pressure to get that trigger to fire. It's a firearm that just performs great at a price point that doesn't break the bank. So, really hoping we'll get an opportunity to run another round through it tonight. Wow, check that out. I mean, it is way into October. Still in development. That's such a unique deal. Yeah, it's a deer we're going to have to definitely do. He's the one on the left, isn't he? Yep. You good? Yep. We smoked that deer right there. I mean, the Compass does it again. How cool is that? We have sat here quite some time, and we've seen quite a few really cool deer coming through here, this little pond. And
I mean, every time we've sat here, we've seen a lot of really good deer, you know, young deer getting around, moving around, doing all kinds of different things. I mean, this has been one of the coolest spots to sit just because of everything we've seen. But that deer there, he's still in velvet, and he's late in the year. It's some kind of stag. Basically, you know, that can be a birth issue. It can be a low testosterone thing. It's just hard to say really what caused that, but that is one of the coolest deer right there. He's just an 8-point, but we got him, a TC Compass. This is a Generation 2 one where I was talking about that new trigger. Doesn't take about 3 or 4 pounds. Bam! Smoked him. That's so cool. God, what a neat deer. Still in velvet, late in the year. I mean, it tells you he's just some sort of a stag. And like I said, that can be a testosterone issue. It can be from birth. I mean, there's lots of scenarios. And I mean, you can tell it's still in full velvet. It's not growing, it's not alive anymore, and they'll be like this. I mean, they could be you know, like I said, no testosterone or anything. It's just a unique trophy. That's so neat to touch. I'll have him put up on the wall just like that. And just a neat story. Got to take him with the 2nd generation Compass. You know, I'm out here hunting. This one's, I mean, they're not even available while I'm doing this to the public. This will be released, you know, when you first see this video, a lot of you guys, it will just have been released. And as far as I know, this very well may be one of the first whitetail, if not the first whitetail ever taken with the Generation 2 model. So just a neat trophy. And not only that, we're gonna fill the freezer up with this one.
Congratulations, Wade, on your successful inaugural hunt with the TC Compass 2, and for bringing home this whitetail rarity. Well, coming up, we're joining Wade on another hunt, this time with the TenPoint Vapor RS470 in hand. Stay tuned.
We know if you found one crappie, you may have found 1,000. We know the joy of getting your boots back in the mud. We know the journey can be more rewarding than the destination. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Stop by today for huge savings on the gear you need and the brands you trust. Plus free 2-day shipping at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com.
How do you aim a 36-yard shot with a 30-yard fixed pin at a 15-degree angle with a 7-inch holdover without moving a single pin? Easy. You get one of these. Zero, the auto-ranging digital bow sight from Garmin.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X2. With a compact chassis perfect for exploring tight technical terrain. An ultra-quiet and smooth 850 class twin-cylinder engine. And next-level versatility with a 600-pound dumping cargo bed. No other side-by-side delivers this level of proven off-road performance. The all-new Wolverine X2 from Yamaha.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Garmin Zero. Leave the guesswork behind. Yamaha's proven off-road ATVs and side-by-side vehicles.
The innovations that TenPoint has made in the past 12 months to crossbows is legendary. And we all know how fast crossbows are. We all know how much energy that they have in them. And you know, those are boundaries that are just phenomenally passed by TenPoint. And I'm hunting with the new TenPoint Vapor 470 crossbow. I mean, you're talking power, you're talking energy, you're talking accuracy. But to me, in this particular model, you're talking about a crossbow that's easy to use. You know, you go back in the history of crossbows and many models that are phenomenal to use, you can't unload them, you got to shoot them. This one here, a few twists of the handle and you basically unloaded it. And I know that when I take a shot that I'm gonna be able to, if I can control my emotions, put the bolt exactly where I'm aiming, that broadhead's gonna go through and we're gonna have a freezer full of venison when it's all said and done.
We're catching up with Wade, who's been sitting in this hawk ladder stand for most of the day and has finally spotted a good buck working in from behind them.
We done smoked this one right there. Beautiful trip down the creek this morning. I mean, we saw all kinds of different game. That is a cool little 8-point. I just love 8-points. I think they're awesome. He come in from over here, kind of skirted us, worked around, went right by the old boss buck with the record rack in it, eased up out here. And the coolest thing, my first one with this is from TenPoint. It's brand new. When you talk about fast, baby, this thing's fast. It smokes it out there. It smokes it so fast you can't even see it. But I heard it thump, I heard it pop, I saw him kick. We got us a dead whitetail right there. That was so awesome. Oh, this is cool. Look where he fell, right down here on the creek. This is such a special spot. I mean, look at this guy. What a cool buck. I mean, we got to watch him come around behind us, come in perfect once he came around. I love these 8-points in this part of the world here. Big old heavy bodied deer. We got lots of back straps, tenderloins, hamburger out of him. He's been rubbing. You can see right here, he's been thrashing on some mesquites. We've been walking down through here even this morning. We saw all kinds of different trees that had just been thrashed as we come along. That's too cool right there. That's a crossbow buck, baby. Any kind of buck would be good, any kind of way. I just got to sit here and admire him. I mean, you can just see the accuracy because he was coming this way. You'll see the hit when you come around. I mean, it just blew through that opposite shoulder there. That's where I like to aim when they're giving me that chance right there, that shot. I want to go right in here and then go right out that opposite shoulder there. I mean, and it's just devastating, the power. I mean, it's gonna go in and just crush anything you're looking at with a crossbow of this power. And you know, that's what, it doesn't get any better than that. When you start trying to make that kind of shot, have that kind of power, that kind of confidence in your equipment to be able to do this.
To, you know, field test a brand new crossbow that's being released and you know, make a shot like that and be able to recover the deer right on that creek and everything. I mean, that's just a great hunt.
Coming up, we're heading over to the far west side of deer camp with Michael Wersick, who's taking the TenPoint Vengent S440 out for a test run.
To me, the Performance Center by Smith & Wesson means taking the best and making it better. Regardless if I'm passing on the traditions of hunting or teaching someone new about the outdoors, I know that using a Performance Center handgun will be something they will remember for the rest of their lives.
Every model comes with an awesome trigger. They're reliable in all the conditions, as well as offering a variety of sight and scope mounting capabilities. The Performance Center by Smith & Wesson. Performance when it matters most.
The Thompson Center Compass 2. A feature-rich rifle packed with value and a higher standard of reliable accuracy. Now with Generation 2 trigger and threaded muzzle. Offered in scoped and non-scoped versions and in a wide variety of calibers. From the range to the fields to the mountains, TC has a rifle to match every hunter's needs.
When you spray on a layer of Sawyer's permethrin insect repellent, you've just sprayed on adventure. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker. High-vis shooting systems. See what you've been missing. Walkers, protect it or lose it. Conquest Scents, hunting scents and dog training scents. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. We're on the far west side of camp with Michael Wersig, who's recently been getting more familiar with crossbow hunting.
I got the chance to come out here and come hunting, and I got the chance to actually hunt with the new TenPoint Vengent crossbow. And I'd never really crossbow hunted before, so getting to know that bow and the cocking and the decocking capability, and man, it's fun. You start to think that a crossbow is going to be like hunting with a rifle, and it's really not. It brings that intensity into the blind because you have to get them close. Yes, the crossbow will shoot 100 yards accurately, but you don't really want to take a shot on an animal at 100 yards. It's just, ethics play into that. So whenever I go out hunting with it, I want that deer within 20 or 30 yards, and anytime you have an animal at 20 or 30 yards, you're gonna get worked up. The morning starts off and it's slow. It's probably 20 minutes, we don't see a deer, and then finally we have a doe come in. And then a spike follows her out. And they were out there for a good solid 20 minutes by themselves with nothing else coming in. After that, some other stuff started to come in. We had an axis doe come in. We had a little young 8-point come sit out there and eat for a while. And then eventually we had a little 6-point come in. They ate out there for 10, 15 minutes, just kind of milling around, not worried about anything. I look up out of the corner of my eye and I see this other 8-point come in, and I have no idea where he came from, but by the time I saw him, he was 20 yards away. And it didn't take long for us to understand that one was a shooter. After a little bit of him kind of milling around and eating, he eventually works his way towards this other younger 8-point. I figure he's just gonna go over there and show his dominance, and he really kind of does. He goes over there and moves that 8-point out, and that's when he actually gave me the perfect shot.
You're good.
Yep.
I think it was a good hit. Could you see it?
Yeah, that was a good hit.
Oh my gosh. What a morning. Man, it was one of those mornings. It was cold, it was clear. It took a long time to get everything moving. We sat in here for a while without seeing the first deer. And he came out of nowhere. We had a little 6-point right up here. And I look up and he's just there. He's 20 yards away. Never saw him come in, never anything. Oh my gosh. What's funny is I'm sitting here all morning. I'm perfectly calm, perfect still, nothing, a little bit cold. And then you see him and it's like, everything just starts shaking. You can't do anything. Now I'm cold as can be, got a little bit of buck fever mixed in. You'd think that was my first deer.
As all hunters know, it's always best to give a deer a little time before you track them, which in this case gives Michael and Kevin time to review the footage. While they do, let's hear a few messages from our sponsors.
Others decock. We do it safely. The new AcuSlide safe decocking system revolutionizes the crossbow market. Simply backwind the handle, stopping at any point without fear of damage, injury, or losing control. Meet the new Vengent S440 and Vapor S470 featuring the AcuSlide. Speed up to 440 feet per second, 5.8 inches wide. Its 3.5 pound zero creep trigger delivers same hole accuracy. The Vengent S440 and Vapor S470 from TenPoint.
We plan all year for this. We hone our skills. We have confidence in the gear we choose. We pour over thousands of images and videos. When the time comes, will you be ready? Introducing the all-new 4K camera by Stealth Cam. Proven.
Protect it or lose it.
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 Protect it
or lose it.
Protect it or lose it.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by TenPoint Crossbows. Perfection lives here. Record Rack. Serious nutrition. Smith & Wesson Performance Center. Performance when it matters most.
So we've been in the blind for a while. We've given that deer some time, and we decide we're going to get out and go see if we can find the bolt or find some blood, and we found blood immediately.
Looks like he's hit pretty good. When you can see blood on that wispy grass, it's usually pretty decent.
We're following the blood, and the blood goes for about 25 yards, and then it kind of just dies down a little bit. Then you kind of start looking around, you know, he's on this trail, I think he went this way, and you follow that trail to find one more speck of blood. You know, anytime that a blood trail starts kind of trickling down and it's getting worse and worse, that's when self-doubt really starts sinking in. You start feeling like, well, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was, and that's when you really start to feel like you're in trouble.
I just don't know where he goes. I mean, this is the most logical. God, dog. Dude, how do you walk by that?
I saw him, I said, I'll just let him find him.
I'm just like, I'm so into thinking he's gonna be over here. Good gosh.
There he is.
Can't see this, but
that was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. I deserve that.
I saw his back right there, so she's gonna walk right to him. So I'll just let him find him.
Oh my God. Look at him. God, he really came in there.
Yeah, he's...
Look at that deer.
The thing about the trees here is they've all got thorns. There's nothing you can grab down here that's not gonna stick you or poke you. But that didn't matter. I was just excited to see that the bolt hit where I was aiming, everything did what it should, and the deer didn't go very far. And that's all you can ask for at the end of the day.
That was an awesome hunt. Oh man. You know, you start self-doubting yourself after you shoot them every time. It doesn't matter how good of a shot you think you made or where you think you hit, that self-doubt always comes in. And it's hard to sit there and wait, but gosh, it's nice when you can find them like that. I felt like I made a good shot, and we had some good blood there at first, and then it kind of just slowed down to almost nothing. But it's okay when they only go 60 yards. Phew. All right, I'm gonna go get the Viking and we'll get him loaded up and back to camp. That was a good day.
You know, hunting with a crossbow can be pretty addicting. Yeah, they're in close range, you get worked up, you've got to do everything right, you've got to set up the spots right. It's a fun way to hunt.
Congratulations, Michael. This hunt and track with the TenPoint Vengent S440 is one for the record books. Well, that's a wrap for hunting with Thompson Center and TenPoint Crossbows. While these two companies have made extraordinary contributions to the hunting scene in starkly different manners, they have one thing in common: their endless dedication to revamping their tried and true platforms, which gives outdoorsmen across the board the opportunity to enhance their hunting experience. Hey, thank you for watching, and join us next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.
We demand a lot from the products that we use on our adventures around the world. When it comes to keeping things seriously cold, we rely on Angle Coolers, who have for over 50 years kept things cold. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler.
Want to know why the top shooting pros choose High-Vis? High-Vis has an enormous lineup of sights for every shooting platform possible that are clean looking and easy to mount. Improve your shooting with faster target acquisition and eliminate cross-sight dominance. High-Vis sights are the brightest out there, helping you find your target with ease, no matter the shooting conditions. Choose the best. Choose High-Vis and see what you've been missing.
What does it take to make EverCalm deer scent? It takes a deer farmer who raises whitetails. It takes mixing the special blend of EverCalm, testing each batch.
Smells like deer.
And then pouring each container. Each container is cleaned, examined, and packaged for shipping. It takes the finest deer herd and a great team of people to make the best hunting scent available. EverCalm from Conquest Scents.